Hello there. I have a quick question for anybody on the right side of politics. You all are very, very conscientious about waving your weapons around in our face and saying unsaid threats. You know, oh, we're looking for a civil war. We'll take care of all your crap. You talk like you think all Democrats don't own guns. Um, that's a mistake. That's that's a huge mistake to make. Um, you're walking around flinging your rifles and slinging around your handguns. Um, because the correct actual term is not guns, it's firearms, weapon. Those are the correct words to be using when you're discussing weapons and firearms. Because if you say a gun, is it a handgun? Is it a rifle? Specify. Instead of having to have the person ask, you just tell them. So it's a rifle, it's a handgun, it's a shotgun. It's an automatic, it's a revolver. Do you guys even know the difference between those? Seriously. I mean, how do you aim a shotgun? Quick quiz. How do you aim a shotgun? Because there's no sights on it. I'm just curious. Because you guys talk about your threats of civil war, or you talk like, well, you just better hope nobody tries to rob your house, or something like that, as if, you know, if they're a Democrat, you can be assured there's not going to be any weapons, there's no firearms, don't worry about it. Wrong. And if you guys really believe that, and you actually start a civil war, you're gonna get a whole big ol' surprise because, you heard our soon-to-be first lady, our Madam President, soon-to-be. She owns a gun. She owns a handgun. Glock. Nice. That fits nice in my hand. I got littler hands, so a Glock would fit in Trump's hands because he has teeny tiny hands. But I'll tell you what, a Colt 45 looks huge in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding a Colt 45, my ex-husband, he used to have a. Actually, I bought it for him. It was a Gold Cup 45. Oh, Colt 45. Oh, and I got him the grips that have that anniversary grip. Yeah, and that looked big in my hand. um, I'm a Democrat, as you've probably guessed, and when I worked in the Department of Corrections in the state prisons, the men's prisons, I worked overtime in the women's and men's, but I was assigned usually to the men's. I actually hit a fly. um, I shot expert every requalification year. I shot expert, and I had to do handgun and rifle if you're in a unit that had towers. But you always did handgun and shotgun, because even if your unit didn't have towers, it had a perimeter, and the perimeter person has to use in the truck needs to have a shotgun as well as a handgun. Um, but if you're counting on the fact that Democrats, they don't believe in guns ownership. That's you're gonna be in a big surprise, because it's not that we don't believe in gun ownership. We believe in sensible, reasonable gun ownership. There's firearms out there that are not necessary for the average citizen. Maybe for tactical departments, that type of thing. Yeah, okay. But not sold to the average citizen, okay? For average street home use. You don't need high capacity bullets. You do not need high capacity magazines or clips, as some call them. You don't need that when you're hunting. Just gonna tear the shit up. Okay? You don't need it when you're doing. I mean, how many times really are you going to have a home invasion where there's like 2 or more people? Okay? That's not the typical, at least not yet. But this is a misunderstanding that the right has, that the left doesn't like guns and we want them all gone. Not and I don't even think it even comes into your thinking that Democrats could possibly own guns. Oh, they're Democrats. I wonder if they have some firearms. Probably. Okay. You act like Democrats are some like alien species that has no concept to what's happening in the world. That's just ignorant to be thinking like that. That Democrats hate guns and they don't. Ooh, it's like, ooh, I don't want to even touch it. Excuse me. I see a gorgeous weapon. I'm going to be like, oh man, is it loaded? May I look at it? May I hold it? Can I hold that? Can I try that? It's not loaded, right? I mean, that would be my reaction. I see a glorious, rifle. Like, hey, I've sighted on a grenade launcher. I was given the opportunity. They said, you want to try it? I'm like, well, I'm not going to shoot it. They said, no, we're not going to shoot it. Do you want to try, holding it? And I was like, oh, that was nice. That was sweet. Yeah, I can see that. Of course, you're not launching a grenade. We're not going to shoot a grenade out of it. But you can do other things that you practice with it. Yeah. This is that painting, cat, animal lover, chick, Democrat who just keeps yapping about, politics and yeah. Guess what? Oh yeah, I've owned many guns in my life. Yeah. And I've shot even more than I've owned. The very first one I ever shot was a black powder rifle loaded hot. I didn't load it. But the asshole loaded it hot. As if shooting a black powder rifle as your very first weapon wasn't already a shock of, whoa, what the hell? I mean, it literally, I pulled it in, I was ready, and it knocked me on my ass, literally. Next thing I know, I was like sitting on the ground like, what? Holding the gun. I'm like, yeah, I was still holding the gun too. I was pulling it in hard. I had a big bruise there too. He was an asshole for doing it. And his excuse was, well, I just want you to know how powerful they could be. He was an idiot. But that's not the way you do it. But I was young and already damaged by then, and he just damaged me more. But last couple decades are putting that shit back together. But don't think just because we don't feel that every freaking weapon that's come up with it should be on the streets and in citizens' hands, average citizens' hands, that just because we feel that way doesn't mean we don't believe in guns or enjoy target shooting. We just don't like killing things. We don't like, I don't like going hunting. I've had friends that have gone hunting. No, I can't say much if you're going to use all of it. And the friends, the people that I knew that went hunting, they used the meat and as much as they could. They actually did. They had somebody tan the hide. They they used part as much. It's not like it was a. It's not something that I was happy about. And no, I don't. They did never ask me, "You want to see the camping picture?" No, I don't want to see the hunting pictures. I don't. Dressed out. No, I don't need to see you targeting a beautiful deer. So no, I don't really want to see that. But and being as that deer are one of my three totem spirit animals, made it harder. Um, but the point is, if you're right wing, don't misconstrue the facts. Just because of our stance on high capacity stuff is as it is, doesn't mean we aren't owners of guns, of weapons. We're not shooters. We are. We own guns. We shoot guns. We enjoy target practice. We enjoy getting better and doing that in a safe way. And a lot of us are damn good shots too. Damn good shots. So when you're doing all your big talk of another January 6th, or perhaps, in each state type of thing, when you're talking all those big talks, or you're talking about a civil war over abortion and shit, just make sure you have the facts before you start opening cans of whoop ass that you can't take. Because you really don't have any clue to how many Democrats and independents, I'm sure, own, use, and are good with firearms. Just saying. Should always know the facts if you're going to war. And I don't think you do. I don't think you know the facts. Because the people that are for the good in the world are always going to have a lot more passion and conviction than those that are fighting just for fame and money and power. Those who are fighting what is morally right will have far, far more endurance and passion for something like that than those who are just doing it for possessions, things, money, fame, power. People that are fighting on the other side are doing it because it's right, because it's fair, because it's human, it's humane. That's going to overpower menial things like power and fame and money every time. And if you don't believe that, then you really don't believe the Bible, do you? Just saying. Peace out.